There's the slow burn or the fast track to promote your biz. Keep watching to learn from Jay which one you should pick.
Say you wanted to build a fire, a nice, warm, flaming fire that supports the whole fam and the campgrounds and everybody around or whatever. But you're new to fire building. You don't have a lot of tools, you don't have a lot of know-how, you don't have a lot of experience. Where do you start? Well, you need to get small sticks. Maybe you don't know what they're called, maybe you don't know where to start looking or whatever, but you kind of know you need to get small sticks. And so you also know you need to get leads for your business, customers. So those are the small sticks. So you know what you're aiming for. And so then, like you asked, the question is how? How do you find small sticks? Well, you get off your couch and you go into the forest or the fields or wherever. You're in a desert, let's say the worst conditions for building a fire ever, which is probably not the case for you, right? You're probably not the worst conditions for building a business ever, but let's say it's still doable. People do build fires in the desert. So, maybe you go find like some dried animal carcass, or you go find dried plant life or something. Like, I'm sure it exists. So how do I get leads for my business? How do I find kindling for my fire? You go out and look. And is it hard? Are you somehow missing like the basics of finding stuff? No, you have hands, feet, a brain, eyes. You can find things. You can find kindling and you can find leads. It's pretty easy, but you have to get out there and do it, right? Like, how many hours of searching until you find the right amount of kindling, right? Can you do it with the flick of the wrist, like from your bed? Or do you have to like put in the hours, put in the time? Like, you realize, well, if we want this fire built, someone's got to get out there and get some sticks, and you can delegate, right? Maybe you're terrible at going through the forest or the desert. Well, you can send Johnny or Sally or whoever, like, hey, if you bring this kindling, I'll share the marshmallows with you. We'll build a big fire and it'll all be warm. It'll be great. But you have to partner up. But the point is, getting leads for a business is like getting kindling for a fire. There's no really magical way around it. Someone has to do it, whether it's you or one of your team, and it takes hours of work. You have to be out there finding the kindling. And once you get the fire going and stuff, people from miles around will walk up and bring you like lighter fluid and whatever. They'll throw gas on the fire. They'll go out and get some kindling for you. Like, then you don't have to do the hard work and the hours of searching for kindling anymore, because you've got a beacon and your fire is going, and other people will help keep it going and keep the bonfire going. But yeah, like, the question of how do I get leads for my business is pretty silly. It's the same way you find sticks of kindling for a fire. Get out there and look. So basically, you're asking about the step of picking up the kindling. Like, to build a fire, you have to bend down and pick up the kindling and hold it under your arms or put it in a backpack or whatever. So the pack gets heavier and you do it more often and your back starts to hurt and your elbows start to hurt, because you're repetitively doing what it takes, putting in the work to pick up the kindling and bring it back to the fire. So for a business, it's outreach. It's cold calling, it's knocking on doors, it's reaching out to people and seeing if they're the right fit. Sometimes you pick up the kindling, it's too wet, or it's not good for the fire, or it's like the wrong type of wood or something, and you throw it back. And that's like, sometimes you talk to someone and they're not a good lead, they're not a good fit, you got to reject them, and you're like, I wasted my time with that. Yeah, sure, and you wasted your time picking up the wet log too. But this is the process. So with the kindling, you go out, one stick, see if it fits, next stick, see if it fits, next stick, see if it fits, keep filling the backpack, it's getting heavier. You might have to do 2 trips, go back home, whatever, but over and over, get the kindling. And with business, it's, write to this person, hey, this is my business. The person responds badly, doesn't like it or whatever. Oh, okay, I gotta fix my pitch and Next time I don't pick up the thorn one, and then you find another one and it looks like a fit, but then they come try your wares and then it's not a fit, so you put it back, and then finally find a good one and you put it in the backpack. But you have to do this over and over all day long. This is the outreach. This is the cold calling. This is the door-to-door. This is the prospecting. This is the lead generation. You need Kindling for your business, and this is how you go about it. But instead of bending over and picking up stuff, you're now writing people and seeing their response, and writing people and seeing their response, and writing people and seeing their response. It's not glamorous. It's not like, oh my God, I'm a business person now, and look, my beautiful fire. No, the fire comes from doing all the hard friggin' work all day long of picking up the kindling, and then you're on to starting the fire. That's a whole other step. But glamorous or not, if you love having a fire, this is what needs to be done. And if you love having a business, this is what needs to be done. If you love having a great meal, you need to do the groceries and get the ingredients and prep all the things. None of that stuff is glamorous and fun and awesome. It's not the thrilling, like I'm a celebrity on stage thing. All that stuff is the hard work, the nuts and bolts of a business. And like with gathering sticks, you have to find a way to make it fun, to make a game of it, because it can't be delayed and it can't sit around, it can't not be done. Or you have to partner up with someone who's eager to do it and they have fun doing it. Some kids love that stuff. Sure, maybe you could find somebody, but it must be done. And it must be done well. If you're shitty at it and inefficient at it, the whole day passes, it's nightfall, and you have 3 sticks. Because you're like, taking your time, and I don't know, and it wasn't fun, and I played in the park, and it's like, who wants to partner up with that? What kind of business is that? You have to be efficient and fast and good at getting the kindling. Especially if you want to earn that new money. Sure, I mean, online or off, it's just like with the kindling. You look for these things wherever they're found. Where do you look for a bunch of sticks? A forest. Where do you look for a dried animal carcass? Like in the desert, where the sun is baking down. And where do you look for lighter fluid? In a convenience store. So, your business is selling sexy t-shirts. Where do you look for leads for that business? Do you look for leads in a hospital, financial sector? How about nightclubs? How about strip joints? How about kink groups, kink forums online, kinky subreddits? How about kink hashtags on Instagram, right? It's so simple and common sense. Like, anyone who's running a business can just ask themselves, I'm starting a music business. Where do music lovers hang out? Coffee shops, concert halls, music subreddits, certain Instagram hashtags, I love country hashtag. Like, depends on your genre and stuff. It's different for every business. Where do you find leads? It's different for every business, but it's pretty basic. It's not complicated. Some people are better at this than others. Like, you could brainstorm a whole bunch of lists, and like some places will be number 1. I'm really not that big on Facebook, but it seems to be a good place for leads for us lately. So surprise, surprise. But yeah, if someone's asking me where to get leads, I'm like, come on. Yeah, so lead gen and outreach are part of the nuts and bolts of business. And if you have any specific questions about them, you can ask me in my private Facebook group. Check out the link in the description below. And I don't have a wacky ending for this one.